All right, so we're talking about magnetism today, and magnetism is where it's at. If you are a coach in this market, you need to be magnetic. So let me ask you something, and I want you to be very honest with me because there's no value judgment here. Um, are you a magnetic coach who attracts your audience, your followers, and your clients, paid clients, through the natural pull of your heart? Or are you a coach who's kind of out there, a little bit stressed out because, you know, it's not quite going the way you thought it was going to go. So you find yourself grinding and hustling so that you're bringing in clients. Now, I told you, I like to be honest. In my years of being a coach and a healer, I've done both. All right. So there's no judgment here. I want to hear from you in the comments what you've experienced. Now, magnetism is not a personality trait and it's not a marketing skill. It's an energetic state, the state of a woman who is genuinely alive in her work, genuinely connected to her purpose, genuinely inhabiting her body and her power rather than managing her business from a place of, let's say, depletion or disconnection, and God forbid, desperation. All right. So the thing to understand about this is that this is not a fixed state. It can be suppressed by overwork, by isolation, and really by the accumulation or the compounding of um, a lack of pleasure, a lack of rest, a lack of joy. And, you know, and again, I said that I've gone through both of these. I've experienced both. I have been in that magnetic state, and I've also been in that state where I'm kind of like hustling. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. I got to make, I got to do the summit. I got to do this. I got to make, blah, 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 blah. All right. No judgment. Nobody's judging me. I'm not judging me. And you can be judging me if you want to, but I'm not judging you. I'm here to help you with this because I've walked it, lived it, and I've got some solutions for it. Now, I'm also here with some guests. I'm waiting for our other guests to arrive. So I'm just going to chat a little bit more because one of our guests is having a little bit of a technology issue. And she needs to chime in on this for sure. She needs to be here. Now, I want you to understand that your energy, that magnetic state, it is natural to go in and out, and it can be restored. But it's not going to be restored by a better content strategy or by a better sales pitch. Okay, you're going to need that natural return to your natural energetic and spiritual state. And you're going to need to access your spiritual resources. Now, I love ancient traditions and I love bringing that in for us, especially here, because all of if you're watching this, it's a spiritual business hour. You're probably trying to be a successful coach, but you've also got your heart led, you're feminine. And I know that our guests who are here with us are very successful. They're very good at what they do. And they have to work, be in their masculine, but they also, all these women really rely on that femininity. Now, every culture that has ever produced some kind of framework for understanding feminine power has produced deities, archetypes, and practices really that are designed to help women access and embody that power. Not just women, men too, right? They don't always call it, feminine when they're talking about men, but men also need to get into that feminine state and turn on that receptivity. But the thing is, we want to understand this not as an abstract concept, but as a living, somatic, energetically real state of being. So you all might know Aphrodite. She's the Greek goddess of love and beauty. And she wasn't simply like worshipped as a concept. She was invoked as a living, breathing frequency, the embodiment of magnetic feminine power that draws in rather than chases, right? And she receives. She doesn't even reach out. Like it just comes. It's just she simply is, and all is given, right? She generates that desire through the quality of her own aliveness rather than effort or strategy. So I'm going to pause right here. Our dear Renee has not made it back yet, but I know she's going to. Renee is in the Dominican Republic, and so she's got to deal kind of like she's got to go with the flow of the energy there. All right. Welcome to the Spiritual Business Hour with Lynn Bell. I'm Lynn, and I'm a spiritual business mentor who guides women through the process of building coaching businesses that are grounded in their unique philosophy, built from their hard-earned wisdom, and designed to produce lavish, sustainable income. And I'm here today with Lee Forrester. She's a life strategy coach, best-selling author of Speak, and creator of the Life Strategy Framework. We're also here with Jennifer Sifert, and you all know Jennifer. She is a financial leadership guide, an energy alchemist, and a CPA who helps entrepreneurs understand what's actually happening in their business financially so they can identify the subconscious patterns influencing their decisions, reduce financial pressure, and create greater freedom, impact, and prosperity. Welcome to the call, ladies. Hi,
Love
Jen.
being here. I love coming often to Spiritual Business Hour. Such a great place to tune in.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's get started. I've got a question for you. Have you experienced a period in your business when clients were finding you effortlessly? Like when you didn't do much and they were just flooding in? When you look back at that time, what was actually happening in your energy, in your body, in your mind? Does anybody want to take that on?
Well, we were talking about this yesterday, and I highly recommend you go back to yesterday's live stream because there's some really good stuff in there. Excuse me. So we were talking about our daily practice.
Yeah.
When Lynn was saying she gets up at 4, I was saying that Renee, who is trying to get online right now with us, her practice is a daily practice all about your smile and your face. And I was saying about my practice, how I'm doing different things. And normally in the morning, I actually guide people. I have a live studio where I guide others to really connect with your body, connect with your mind, your heart, your energy, and the earth and the sun and your energy field. And when you practice, you learn how to hold more. You get more capacity, and you actually have more capacity to be magnetic. So, I like that you said Aphrodite. We invoke, like even just mentioning her name and saying the word invoke, Aphrodite is now invoked, okay?
Yeah.
And we're invoking her effortlessness, her magnetism, her ability to not even reach out, just let things come to her.
Yeah.
But she needed the clarity. Aphrodite needed the clarity. We need the clarity. We need to be open and receptive and clear channels to receive. So I know that many of you coaches are healers, right?
Yeah.
So when you're working with a client, and you're in the healing process of that client session, you actually get out of the way. you're not doing the work. You're now a facilitator of spirit, source, Aphrodite, the allies that you're calling in. And do you notice that when you get out of the way, everything seems to work out perfectly? Do you notice that when you get out of the way and you start becoming the facilitator of source and the healer, you turn on the healer, that your energy rises, your frequency rises, you almost feel a little high?
Absolutely.
That is the state of magnetism that we're talking about here. It's an energetic state, and you're out of the way. You know, your ego is not ruling, it's not in control. Your essence self, your connection to Great Spirit, your connection is in full force, And that is magnetism from one perspective, like one way of explaining it. I'm sure I could explain it in multiple different ways, but it's intentional. You're intentionally being magnetic without using your mind to be magnetic.
Beautiful. I love that. And Jennifer, is there a time when you were kind of in that and you had a particularly interesting win? I understand that you work to embody that on a regular basis, but can you share with us a story of something that happened for you?
Well, I mean, just the other day, I was I'm testing out new networking rooms. I'm joining some new networking groups with the intention to commit. Like, no one's coming into that calendar space. I'm going as often as the regular calendar for that group happens. And I felt I was very magnetic because I wasn't reaching. I wasn't like desperate to tell them about myself. I was in listening mode and just like being curious and observing and being myself. And you know what? Every one of them's like, oh, I really want to meet with you. I just feel your heart. I want to have a connection with you. Let's connect. And my calendar filled up. And I didn't have to prove myself. I don't have that I'm good enough to be in this networking group and that you want me as a referral partner or you want me here. So I've just really noticed this recently in this last week. This is the most recent example I'm saying. And then this morning, my client told me, he's like, I just have to say, he said this right at the end of the session, you just look so radiant today.
That is.
And I didn't have my earrings on at that time. I forgot to put them in. I'm like, oh, I don't have my earrings in today.
I love that. I love it. Those are wonderful examples and a lot of great truths just fell from your lips. And that is wonderful. Thank you very much. Now, Coach Lee, asking you the same question. Was there a period in your business where you felt or like were more aware of your radiance, or you had some kind of a measurable difference, like you could see it and it was measurable, like, wow, I get a lot of clients during this time? Is there a time that you can identify and maybe share that with us?
Yeah, I think the times really that you're almost not trying. So when you're almost not even that aware of self, just being your authentic true self, if you allow that and can recognize that, because I think, especially as a woman and the way I grew up and the culture I grew up in, that we feel that we need to be very industrious. So we're always, and I mean, got to have a long agenda of things to do. So there's a lot of performance because that was equated with results and not really tapping into the whole being of who you are. And so, the beautiful thing I feel about working with women is that they'll pick up on your energy and they'll know if it's strained or if it's natural, if it's forced. As I do when I'm talking to others, I go with energy a lot more than anything. And I wasn't even aware I was doing that, years past. So less is more. And I think we've kind of, many of us came up, and if you worked corporate or whatever you did, we were almost very performance based. And so we've not really allowed ourselves to even just let our true energy, magnetism, aura shine, because we've been packing on these costumes. I had a call with somebody yesterday, and I said, we're wearing a lot of costumes, different costumes for different places and different people. And we don't have to do that. It's not necessary. And just let your natural radiant self shine. Just allow that, because we are enough. We are enough.
That is exquisite, like beautiful, Coach Lee. That was wonderful. I remember being in India, and it was very shortly after my mom had died. And I had my uterus at that time, and I was profusely bleeding. I was just basically on my period all the time. And my mom had died 6 months before. I had traveled from California to Montreal. I was in Montreal for 6 months, and then I was in Bali for 3 months. And then I'm like, I'm going to India. I'm going to find healing for these fibroids. But of course, I was just following my soul. And while I was in India, the loss of my mom, I had just sold my business also. So I'd been in my business for 5 years, and I'd sold that 3 months before my mom died. Then my mom died, and then I was traveling. So I was away from home. I was away from what was familiar. And I was in a state where I just had to release. I had to just let go. I could not make really great decisions for myself. It was enough just to survive. And I remember being in India, and there were so many things that were wrong. There were so many things that were wrong because there was the loss of my mom. There was the incredible bleeding, which, was making me anemic, and it was dangerous. It had gotten to the point where it was dangerous. But there was also incredible life and so many things that were right. So I told you the 2 things that were wrong, and all of the rest was right. I had this little room, and there were mice in my room, there were ticks in my room, and there were spiders and ants all in my room. There were wild monkeys outside the door, and elephants down at the river, and snakes and horses and cows. So much was right in my life. And so I was getting up every day and meditating. And, I was part of an ashram. So we were doing these meditation practices and yoga practices and eating Ayurvedic. And I did that for 3 months solid. And what I learned was that life was going to go on, whether I pushed or hustled or whether I sat still. And I gained more power and wisdom by sitting still, even when it was uncomfortable. And the thing I think that's probably most important is that I learned that the more I sat, the more the discomfort was replaced by something else that was nothing like discomfort, like peace, joy, excitement. All of these things replaced that that anguish, that distress that comes when you first sit. If you're not accustomed to sitting, it can be very stressful, And that magnetism is where it's at. And when I came back from India, I came back to my old business, and I was greeted by hordes of women, hordes of people who were reaching out, wanting services from me, wanting advice, wanting me to appear like it was just hordes. And it was wonderful, and that's where the magnetism, this is what I'm talking about, what we should all have the opportunity to express and experience in our lives. So I want to put another question out there to you all. Renee has joined us. I'm glad you made it, Renee. We knew you were going to be gone. No problem. But and Renee, you might want to be the first to answer this question since you've not been spotlighted yet. But what does depletion feel like in the body of a woman coach? Like, what does depletion feel like when, from pushing, from hustling, from trying to make things happen in the business, there comes that depletion. What does that look like for her? Do you want to answer that, Renee?
Yes, of course. So because when you do this, it's written in your face. And we are live, and this is a real talk. This is a real conversation here. And we were starting at 5, and my Wi-Fi was blacked out. So I was blacked out now for 22 minutes. So, and this is when it comes to, are you able to hold the room, or are you freaking out? And the situations you are putting in is just, 5 years ago, I would totally freak out because, I'm not professional. I'm not showing up, and guilt and shame and what people think. And all these programs are coming up then. Mm. So, and again, it's written in your face. Mm-hmm. So, can you surrender to what is at the moment? So I was just like 20 minutes now surrendering. For some reason, this is the best that can happen to me, and not fighting it. So I want to encourage you, when things are not going in, you try to accomplish, you try to work harder. It's not about that, because at the end, you have nothing to control. The thing what you can really do is just like calm down your nervous system, connect to your body, connect to your breath, and trust the process that you are worthy, that you are enough, and everything that is for you will come to you. And that's the magnetic.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Who else would like to speak to what that depletion actually feels like in the coach, or what it looks like in the coach?
I think it can look like addiction.
She went there. Okay.
I think it can look like coping mechanisms of some form, like unhealthy feeling habits, like when you're overworked, feeling stressed out and not in your joy. There's this natural habit of that you might already have, that you turn to something to cope with it. And it soothed you. It soothes you, and you're almost kind of on autopilot with it too. It's like you're pushing so hard, you're forcing your body. You're not even in your body. You're outside of your body, trying to make things work how you think they should work. You're kind of in the front of your head. You're not back here in the receptive zone. You're in the front of your head, overthinking things. And when we get up in this over the front of our head and start overthinking, we automatically pull ourselves out of our womb space. We're not in our hearts anymore. We're in this out of body experience that isn't connected to your essence, isn't connected to your soul. And I know for myself, like when I get there, I want to like have a drink. Oh, I need a glass of wine to relax. Or I want to have some cake tonight, or ice cream, or something like that. Like I notice that I have a craving. I have a urge to like, I'm trying to relax myself. I want to relax myself because I'm not even myself. I'm not myself.
Wow, really beautifully said, beautifully shared. I can really relate to that. I can feel it. That this morning I was overworked and, just feeling stressed. And I reached for chocolate, just some dark chocolate, not a lot. Didn't have to eat a whole slice of cake, really just a square of chocolate. But there was a connection that chocolate delivered. I needed something. I needed to put something in, and the chocolate was the thing. I wasn't in a place where I could fulfill myself because of all the depletion.
I just want to add one more thing, because today I was triggered. We're building a retreat space, right? In a dream home property, and there's things that happen and relationship stuff. And I'm kind of like the gatekeeper when the invoices come in. And I was a little triggered last night, and I was like, oh, now I have to be the bad news bearer and all that kind of stuff. And as soon as I started telling my husband about it, he's like, relax, 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 And I was getting triggered about being told to relax, for one thing, was triggering me. And then also how I'm trying to manage this and everything. And after we stopped the conversation, I was really triggered, and I wanted to go for something, but it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to have a drink or chocolate or anything. And you know what I did? I went to Renée's yoga 4 magic moves. I said, this is when I'm doing my 4 magic moves, her free gift in the summit. And it helped me.
I love that. Oh my God, that is so magical. We love that.
Mm-hmm.
Look, let's take that as an opportunity to introduce the Liberated Coach Summit. We all are speakers and presenters. We are the experts. Okay, actually, there are 20 experts. We are just 4 of them. And it's the Liberated Coach Summit. You are invited to join us. You want to join us because you want to hear more from Jennifer, Lee, and Renee. Okay, you want to hear more from all of us and myself because we have more to say. We're talking about the shackles that are keeping you stuck in your business, whether it's cutting off your magnetism, stopping you from getting seen, stopping you from receiving the money that you want to be receiving in your business, stopping you from filling your calendar with clients that you love and who pay you handsomely. Whatever it is, we are dealing with that in the summit. And we want to invite you to join us. It is absolutely free to attend. There is a link in the comments or in the caption somewhere here on this page. You can get that link. So sign up and join us. Now, Jennifer spoke about Renée's 4 magic moves. Each of the speakers, all 20 of the speakers, presenters at the summit are offering you some kind of awesome gift to help you in your business. And Renee is offering 4 magic moves. Renee, would you like to share with us right now what your 4 magic moves is and what your gift is for the summit?
So the 4 magic moves is your solution not to grab the wine, not to grab the chocolate, not to freak out. That's the learning to become best friend with your body in those situations and not neglecting and abandoning yourself. And I've been there. I'm here. I'm not teaching you things because I was getting this from books, because I have been to the fire. I had to just rise from Phoenix and this is working. So we have to understand how to take the Bollywood on the journey. And these 4 magic moves are helping you that you become a new view, that you are able to see new solutions. Because when you're on a roller coaster, your eyes will shut up. It's connected to your brain. When you get stressed, you are done. You even have no chance to find the keys. Okay? And when we are in those situations, we are fighting. We don't want to be there. So I'm helping with the 4 magic moves to get really in the moment and the acceptance that everything what is here is for you. And again, I was 20 minutes now blacked out and I wanted to be so bad here. So I was just like, okay, no, I'm breathing. Also, just like I'm teaching you what I experience in hardcore. Okay.
Excellent.
So, and also setting boundaries. And again, your smile is the posture in your face. And when it comes to business, this can open closed doors. Okay. This is the most magnetic and influenced. And when it comes to how we can make an impact, the smile is changing everything for you and for the whole world. So you change the world with your smile. And I'm showing you how you train this in 60 seconds every single day, make before and after pictures. And even this exercise, we have so many gifts. Jennifer is having a quiz. Crystal, you have like the shackles. They will just like shackle you, just like to understand that. And between you get the exercise, everything for free, that you are able to hold space. So, and then you can level up. So we are not here to entertain you. We are here to make a difference in your life. And this is a lot of value we are bringing here on the table.
That was beautifully said. I thank you so much, Renée, for sharing that and that beautiful talk you just gave. Lee, would you like to share about your offer for the Liberated Coach Summit?
Yeah, so thank you. I have a guide in there again for the coach to look into what's going on with her and really self-examine those things that hold us back in our lives and in our business. And there are different factors, but let's go into the mind, how we're approaching it. I know we use the word mindset a lot, but how are we thinking? How are we looking at things? How are we looking at ourselves? And really only we can ask ourselves those really prickly questions that maybe you don't want to answer out loud to anybody else, about how we are seeing ourselves, how we are feeling, about what we're sharing with our clients. And so you will find when you go in there some maybe a little bit prickly questions to ask yourself in the quiet of your space. You don't have to tell anybody what the questions are. And I myself in the past have had some of those prickly questions. They were questions I just didn't want to address. They were not hard questions. You know the answer. I knew the answer. I didn't want to address it with myself. But until we can get that kind of clearing and get those dust bunnies out and really just be true to us, then we can move forward, even if we don't like the answer we come up with. But then we know. And when you know what they say, when you know better, you can do better.
Absolutely. Yeah, great. That's going to be a great gift. I'm telling you, as a coach, you need internal support and external support. The women who are here today and myself, we're talking about more internal support, because how are you supposed to put a strategy together when your mind is not in the right place, when your heart is not in the right place, when you've got limiting beliefs that are holding you back, when you are not, you're not clear. So we're helping you get clarity, find that internal grounding, and let you be the coach who can work from your heart, from your feminine, and be magnetic. I would love for Jennifer to share what her gift is as well for the summit if you sign up.
So my gift is called Get Current. And here I even have a physical movement for that too. Like get current, come into the flow of currency. And my gift is a quiz. It's a 1-minute quiz, and it's a little prickly too. So it's going to help you discover the 9 hidden financial pressure. There's 9 signs, 9 questions in it that are going to help you to go deeper into what kind of pressure you're having around your finances, your business finances, which you're an employee of your business. That means you need to get paid by your business. And that's one of the questions. Are you even paying yourself? And we can come up with excuses with why we're not. But if you put yourself first, you need to be paid first before anyone else. And so I ask those types of questions, really simple questions around your business, around your finances, and then give you feedback around how much pressure you're under. Is it survival mode type of pressure, or is it really mild and normal pressure? to be enough to get momentum, right? Enough to keep you motivated in your business. So that's my gift to you. But it'll help you take that very first step, right? When you know better, you do better. I really love that, Lee. That's a great quote. When you know more, you can be current, like you can be in the current. Money loves to be recognized, paid attention to, loved, adored, just like the goddess inside of you. You love to be paid attention to, you love to be adored. You become more magnetic when you're getting seen, heard, and valued and trusted. And you're like, when I think about magnetism, I think about dancing. Like when I dance, I am magnetic because I just go into the flow. And so you really want to get into the flow and dance with money, but you have to know what's going on with your money. When you don't know what's going on with your money, you're stressed. You're not in the flow.
Yeah.
And I've been there. I know it.
Right.
I've been not in the flow. It sucks.
It does suck. And but it also happens. No guilt, no shame. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I've got 5. I have sorry, Jennifer, didn't mean to pop you up there. I got to pop up myself. So my gift for you all, if you sign up for the Liberated Coach Summit, is a quiz to help you understand where the shackles are affecting you. There's the mind shackle, meaning there's a shackle around your mind, limiting your ability to think bigger, to see yourself differently. It's stuck. Your mind is stuck on old beliefs, old identities, all the old things. There is a shackle around your money. That means that you can't see beyond your current income earning capacity. And as a new business owner, it may not be as much as if you were working for somebody else. Why? Because you haven't really tried that on yet. You know what you can earn under somebody else who's essentially generating the money and you're getting paid. When you step into being a coach, you're stepping into a whole new mindset and a way of seeing yourself. Your money might not be caught up to the truth of who you can become. So we want to break free of that shackle. There's also a shackle around your business, which means you've got a limited business. We need to break that shackle. There's a shackle around your time so that you are actually spending your time doing things that you don't really want to be doing, right? You want to be coaching. You want to be teaching your classes. You want to be in front of the camera, being seen, while somebody else handles all the other stuff. Right? That's you should want that. You're an artist, you're a coach, you're a healer, you're in the feminine. So we need to break that shackle that's around your time. And then there's the ultimate shackle, which is around your pleasure. That's when you are in that hustle mode, you're in the desperation mode, you're in some kind of mode that makes you magnetic to all the things you don't want, right? A magnetic for you're magnetizing desperation, or people who don't want to pay you, or circumstances that make you uncomfortable, that steal your joy. So what I've created is a quiz that's going to help you understand what shackles are affecting you the most, basically where you are with those shackles. When you do the quiz, you are going to get a guidebook that will help you go through each one of those shackles so that you can break it free in yourself, so that you can move forward with your magnetism on fire, which is what we ultimately want. So what I want to do right now is get back into those questions. And I should also say, so sign up for the Liberated Coach Summit now. Please, there are links in the comments. Join us. The summit goes just until Friday of next week. So there are 20 experts. You need to sign up now so that you can start watching those videos. But there is something that we have. You can sign up for a VIP upgrade to your summit participation. It's just $27 for the upgrade, and some of us are offering you a little extra something if you sign up. And what we're going to do is, for all the people who sign up between now and Friday with the upgrade, you are going to be put into a drawing. We're going to have the drawing on Friday, and whoever wins is going to get these extra bonuses. So what you got to do first is sign up for the Liberated Coach Summit. Then you're going to pay that extra 27 upgrade. Now you can sign up for the summit and not get the upgrade. You can do that. But if you want the extras, then you're definitely going to want to pay that extra $27. That extra $27 is going to give you access to all the interviews and all the gifts for an extended amount of time. You'll have it well into August instead of it being cut off next week. All right. So go ahead and sign up. There's a link for you. Let's get back into talking about this magnetism and this feminine energy. Now, I want to ask our experts, what is, let's see, let me look at, I've got 10 questions here. Oh, this is where I wanted to go. How does a woman's relationship with pleasure, now not just sensual pleasure, but, creativity, joy, beauty, rest, how do those things show up in the quality of her presence in her business? So how does a woman's relationship with pleasure show up in the quality of her presence in her business? Who wants to answer that first? All right, somebody.
I feel like we all look like we're bursting to answer that one.
We're going to let you go for it since you spoke up, brave soul.
I want to say that, one of the words I use in my coaching practice is the word permission. And it's a great word that you give yourself permission, give yourself the day pass. Some years ago, I called in to my job at that time, and I called in because I wasn't feeling fantastic. I didn't call in sick. I called in not feeling fantastic. And if I'm not feeling fantastic, then I'm not going to be very helpful, as I was also in the coaching space in that particular job. And so I thought I should stay home and work on feeling fantastic. So I want to encourage people, coaches especially, to give yourself permission. All the things that you would want for somebody else, in their glow, in their skincare, in what you eat, in the sunshine, in the walking, in the luxuriating in your bed, to allow that for yourself. Really, truly, truly, truly. Mm-hmm. I think I want to just teach a masterclass on self-love and self-luxuriating and all the things amazing. And dancing like nobody's watching, because nobody is watching. I'm going to stop there and hear what the other ladies have to say.
Excellent. Yeah. Does anybody else? Jennifer?
I love what you're saying, Lee, because just notice the difference, right? Like waking up in the morning and getting up for your own business to do your work. What you love to do, what you're born to do. And then notice, just remember back, or maybe you're even straddling, you're still in the one job and you're doing this as a side gig and you haven't made the leap yet. Just notice the difference between how you feel, how excited you are to get out in the morning, how fantastic you really feel when you're working on even tech things for your business, right? Even things that you shouldn't be doing, and when you have the resources, you're going to be getting an assistant to. Just notice how you feel so that you can get a barometer of like what fantastic feels like for you, because that's really important. Is like I noticed this for myself, and I've been working on this for a long time. but really intentionally this year is like, as I expand, and as you expand, you grow more capacity to hold more revenue, hold more clients, hold more team support. But I've noticed that when I feel really good, somewhere along the way, I'll figure out an upper limit to like cut myself down a bit, to like I'm not allowed to feel that good. I've been really working with not finding that thing to put a limit on me. So my fantastic, like I feel fantastic here right now. I feel I'm totally with my sisters. I'm here having a good time. I don't have a script. I'm just talking off the cuff. Like that's how I love to be. Yeah. That's great. That's how I feel great. After we're done this, I want to take that fantastic energy and do some integrations with my software. And then my software will even cooperate with me, you know, that kind of stuff. Like energy is felt by everything. Our technology, it's felt beyond how we can see. We can't see even how far our energy goes. The other day, I actually feel like I want to go to the ocean. I live a 1-minute drive from the ocean. And the other day, I was feeling like I wanted to go there early in the morning, and I never do that. I had this big feeling. Then I saw later on Facebook that the humpback whale was breaching and playing in the water early in the morning. So it's like I actually felt myself feel that event coming, and I wanted to be there, and I didn't go.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? You know, what I think I hear you saying is that your relationship with pleasure can actually help you like be more receptive, more intuitive, more connected with life so that you are going to the right places at the right time. I know that for myself, the best ideas come to me when I am outside taking a walk with a polo in the forest. I receive so much from being in nature, and I can bring all that home. I can go on a 3-hour walk with my dog in the woods and then go home and have so much that has come through me that I can create a program. I can, set up live streams. I can do whatever I want for my business. And I think that is how pleasure for me really shows up in my business. The more I connect with what truly gives me pleasure, exercise, hiking, being with my animals, being with my my baby, my buddy Apollo, and being in nature are absolutely the ways, and that just gives me so much so that I can give to my audience and to my clients, my readers, all those people. Renée, I'm sure you've got something here that you'd like to share with us about pleasure and sensuality.
Yes, and I want to thank you, Jennifer. That was the gold nugget from the daily life, and I want to bring some light in that, because this is how it shows up when we start self-betraying and not trusting our wisdom, because we try to think, we try to control, but we have this inner knowledge. So when you feel some of those callings, and you're even like your schedule is different, please. And this is how your body is guiding you to make the next step that's for you. And this is not logic. And this is when it comes to your real wisdom. And even like your soul is connecting with you. So the magic is happening when you follow these impulses. This is the feminine way of how we make magic and miracles happen. And the miracle I'm teaching on the daily basis, and I was guiding 10,000 women over the last 9 years. So your face is something that I was coming up because my face in my life was so destroyed. And I'm turning 52. So, and it starts in the morning in the mirror. And when it comes to pleasure, how much pleasure do you have when you look at yourself? And what I see is everybody's escaping. No, I don't want to watch. No, I just like, no, just like I'm doing something else. You can do exercise, you can do whatever. But if you are not staying in front of the mirror and crying the tears and waiting there for you, you have to wait for yourself, and you have to understand you are the sweetest temptation. And it comes to pleasure in the morning. It comes to get in alignment and just like feel yourself. Okay. Here, when we fall in love, everybody knows something is changing because this is getting magnetic. So this is why I'm teaching you, just like you have to fall in love with yourself in the morning so that you are then not codependent on whoever. Then the right people can come. Then everything can come that's matching your energy. You are the sweetest temptation. You have to put yourself first, and you set the intention every single day, and that's a muscle. That is the discipline. This is where things then unfolding in a magic way you can't imagine.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Renee. So, ladies, it is that time where we need to start wrapping up. I want to thank you all for being my guests today here on the Spiritual Business Hour. If you all are watching live, please in the comments type in #live. If you're watching the replay, please type in #replay. And more importantly, sign up for the Liberated Coach Summit. This is where we have 20 experts talking to you about your business, giving you 20 tools, 20 tips to help you actually thrive and move to the next level in your business. You can have a breakthrough in the Liberated Coach Summit. As we sign off, I would love for each of our presenters just to say just maybe a sentence or two about how you help people. What is it that you do to help people to help women coaches in their coaching business? Who would like to go first?
I'll go. So I really help you're an entrepreneur, and that means that you have a business. And I help you take your business and turn it into a vehicle that makes money for you, that pays you regularly, that gives you the lifestyle freedom that you've always wanted, building those dream homes, driving the car that you want, going on the trips that you want. And I help you create a legacy, because your business is a vehicle. It's your number one asset. It is an investment. You're investing. You've invested in yourself. You put lots of money into yourself, training yourself, becoming the coach. I believe your business is a vehicle to take you places. And I help you get so current with your business, with yourself, and who you are and why you're doing this, that you are magnetic.
You can't help but make currency. I
Yeah.
get you so current. You can't help but make that currency. Yes, Jennifer, thank you. Thank you. Who wants to go next? How about you, Lee? You go next?
Sure. So I walk alongside women and have them recognize, kind of like in the guide that they'll get if they sign up for this Liberated Coach program, what is the missing links? I know that you teach, Crystal, Lynn, about the shackles, but what is the missing link? There's probably at least one thing that's missing, even if you feel pretty good about most of them. And let's tackle that thing. Let's work on that thing. So you can be fully expanded. You can be fully liberated. You can be unleashed. And so that you can flourish, essentially. Flourish and live your best life. Be your best coach self ever. And beyond. Because I'm going to say this, I've said it before, it's not an original thing, but there is no there. So we're going to get one platform and then another, because life is expansion. Coaching is expansion as we help the women that we help, or whoever you help, to also expand. And that, I think, is crazy exciting.
Yeah, wonderful, Lee. Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you. And Renee, how do you help women coaches?
So I'm here to help you to set yourself free from all the doubt, from all the guilt and shame. And this is what's written in your face after 40. And I'm here to make you be seen, be felt, be unforgettable. And I have a clear structure for that, to connect your face to your body, to your voice, and to your nervous system. And then the real essence can shine through. So that's 4 easy steps. It will make you life, and there are no excuses. I'm here to remind you, you are uniquely made. You have a signature beauty, and if you don't see that, I see that, and I want to get that out.
I like that. I like that little hand move. Oh no, get that out. Let's squeeze the juice. Excellent. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks for supporting us here. And we will see you tomorrow. Make sure you bookmark Friday. Come back on Friday at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be doing our drawing for the upgrades and who's going to get those extra bonuses. All right. Thanks again so much for watching. And we'll go ahead and end the live stream now. Bye, everyone.